And as we look around our home state, we think about the many things that make it special. Georgia, the state of pecans, peaches, and Panasonic, the home of Margaret Mitchell, Magnolias, and Mitsubishi. Japan and Georgia are today inextricably tied together. Barely noticed by the rest of America, Georgia has become the state with the second greatest number of Japanese factories, distribution centers, trading companies, and banks. It hasn't always been that way, of course. Roll the clock back for a moment to the 1970s. A small group of people wanted to build the business aspect of the budding Georgia-Japan relationship, but they also wanted to make it into something much, much more.
I think all of us in Georgia who have participated to some degree in the Japan-America Society of our state don't need any convincing from me about the mutual benefits that we've derived from this burgeoning relationship. I planted a small seed. When I left office, we had, I think, 26 Japanese firms in our state. George Busby, my successor, made that seed grow into a flourishing plant with flowers.
Led by Professor George Waldner of Oglethorpe University and working with the enthusiastic support of the Coca-Cola Company and its Pacific Operations Chief, Ian Wilson, and Chief Financial Officer Sam Ayub, this group, which included, among others, Alan Judd and Michael McMullen, organized the Japan-America Society of Georgia in September of 1980. Governor George Busby and Consul General Ryo Kawade were named honorary co-chairmen. And along with the support of the Japanese business community, led by Fred Chinoki of Murata Electronics, the JASG began its work. From the beginning, the society had a bold and broad vision: to teach Georgians and Japanese about each other's society and culture, to increase knowledge about issues and problems in U.S.-Japan relations, to stimulate discussion and understanding of business, society, culture, and the arts, and to promote education in both countries. In 1982, the JASG gained the chairmanship of former Governor Carl Sanders and its first full-time executive director, Bob Broadwater, one of the people who had introduced Coca-Cola to Japan and was now to play a huge role in introducing Japan to the famous soft drinks home state. And following the lead of Yoshi Kitano and YKK Corporation, Japanese investment in the state and participation in the society began to grow. In the years since then, the JASG has kept up a steady schedule of programs and events. It has played a significant role in stimulating the growth of Japanese companies in Georgia and helping Georgia companies to do business in Japan. The constant interaction at society activities created networks of commerce and cooperation that have helped solidify and smooth relations between Japan and Georgia, and even between the two nations as a whole. No aspect of the U.S.-Japan business and political relationship has gone unexamined. Speakers have included important figures like Sony Chairman Akio Morita, Ambassador Mike Mansfield, former President Jimmy Carter, and American journalist James Fallows. The Society has organized major conferences on real estate, healthcare, technology, and agriculture. In 1989, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs presented the Society with a citation for excellence in programming, the first time a Japan-America Society had received this award. At each year at the annual dinner, the JASG presents the Mike Mansfield Award to an outstanding Georgian and Japanese who have worked to increase understanding and goodwill between the two countries.
They are people of both the extraordinary vision of what America and Japan could become and the dedication and skill to endeavor to move their nations closer to that ideal. They have the rare gift to be able to see the richness and beauty of the forest, while many around them are lost among the trees. We know them for their other qualities as well, for their courageous spirits, their patriotism, their determination, their dedication, and their compassion. As a nation, we are better for their contributions and for strengthening the ties that bind Japan and the United States together into a relationship which is the most important bilateral relationship in the world, bar none.
It's not all business, of course. From the beginning, the Society's leadership has felt deeply the importance of introducing Japanese culture to Georgians and vice versa. From the tea ceremony to koto concerts to grand kabuki, scores of events organized or co-sponsored by the Society have brought new awareness of the artistic side of the Japanese people. Meanwhile, clog dancers and Christmas parties have shown some of the culture of Georgia in return. One very significant project of the Society has been the creation, in cooperation with a team of educators, of teaching materials about Japan for use in Georgia's elementary and high schools. The materials have been used in hundreds of classrooms in Georgia, bringing an up-to-date and accurate picture of Japan to the young people of our state. Another important Society publication is the Annual Economic Review, which provides an overview of business activity in the southeastern states. Most important, perhaps, the JASG has focused on building genuine, caring friendships between Japanese and Americans who call Georgia home. Annual picnics and golf tournaments with the Japanese Chamber of Commerce, quarterly social gatherings, and continued cooperation on Society committees, not to mention thousands of individual and family friendships created and nourished over the years, have helped to close the gap of distance, culture, and perceptions that might have separated Japanese and Georgian people. One indication of the success of this effort is the creation of the Georgia Kai, or Japan-Georgia Society in Tokyo, by Japanese who returned home after their stay in Georgia, but wanted to hold on to their relationships and their fond memories. The Japan-America Society of Georgia turns 15 this year, still strong, still growing. But its job isn't finished. Japanese and Georgians will continue to do business with each other and will still need to know more about each other. The goals of education, understanding, and friendship are, by nature, continuing ones. One of the highlights of the Society's history is the dinner held in honor of then Prime Minister Toshiki Kaifu in June 1990. He closed his speech at that dinner with these stirring words: "The future of our two great nations and the nature of the relationship between us will be shaped by our youth. The challenge to your generation and mine is to prepare the ground for a Japanese-America partnership which will flourish like a great tree, breaking into leaf year after year, bud and leaf growing into branches, lifting the tree high and sturdy against wind and rain. Let us pass this vision on to our children and to generations yet to follow." The Japan-America Society of Georgia has been working hard on that challenge for 15 years now. With your help, it will continue to do so for another 15 and beyond.